Thanks for coming. There's a couple of quick things we got to do. One, the medics are super grumpy right now because we've been resisting telling you that there's a water fountain at the back of the march. So please, before we leave the park, go fill up your water so the medics don't get mad at us for not telling you. It would be awesome, okay? It's going to be a great march, but you got to stay hydrated, all right? Medics, happy? All right. All right, thanks for coming. When we first started talking about this, having this event, a few of us, it was during the election. The results weren't even in, and a bunch of us were talking. We were talking online. We were like, we really want to do something. We are very upset and unhappy about what we're seeing happen as the election results are coming in. And a lot of people here in this crowd, a lot of us, myself and other people, we've been involved in struggling for justice and dignity for ourselves and for our communities and for our workplaces for many years. So Harper getting a majority it's not like all of a sudden things are really crappy. But it did change the terms of struggle when those election results came in. It does mean that Harper has more power than he did before. And we all know that Harper has a clear agenda for us, for our communities, for our neighborhoods, for our schools, for our prisons, for all of us.
Boo! Stop Harper! Harper's a war criminal.
Yes, he is. But we also, when we saw those election results came in, and we heard people talking about this massive, this shift in Canadian politics, the NDP suddenly rising up and being the official opposition. We do have allies in the House, and we can't deny that. But we wanted to bring people here today to clearly state that we know our power is and always has been in the streets. And while we may have allies in the House, it's our job to create the conditions in our workplaces, in our communities, in the streets, all around us, where our allies in the House can advocate for us, and where our opponents in the House have no choice but to do what we want. It's up to us to create those conditions. We can't leave it in the hands of the NDP, of other allied politicians. It's really up to us to come together and do that. Do we all agree on that basic point? That's good news. That's good news. So, this march we're going to go on. I have a little bit more to say, but not much. This march we're going to go on. We're going to be stopping at various places along the way to listen to one or two awesome speakers who are going to address specific parts of the Harper agenda and specific issues that we all should be aware of and specific struggles we should all be involved in. We're going to be stopping near citizenship and immigration. We're going to be stopping outside Heritage Canada to hear from a speaker from Sisters in Spirit who's going to address the fact that there are over 500 missing and murdered Aboriginal women in Canada. We're going to be stopping near the Israeli embassy to hear about Harper's position on Israel and how we all need to take a stand in solidarity with Palestine. We're going to be going past the Ottawa Recruitment Centre for the Canadian military. And I hope you all will express your clear opinion to that recruitment center about how we feel about Harper's illegal, immoral, and bullshit war in Afghanistan. And then we'll be heading on. Thank you, gentlemen in the crowd. I shouldn't just mention Afghanistan. I didn't just mean that Afghanistan is the only place we're involved in criminal military operations. We can't forget Libya. We can't forget Haiti. And all the other places where the Canadian military and its allies and NATO are involved in occupation and war. Then we'll be heading to the convention center. We'll be heading to the convention center where several thousand conservatives are gathered to hear Stephen Harper talk to those gathered conservatives about his plans for the next 3 years. It's not going to be pretty over there. Most of the major hotels in the downtown area are booked and full of conservatives. It's the registration fees to get into the convention are $600, $700. It's really awesome if you get a chance to check out the conservatives' Twitter feed. Everyone is raving about the hospitality suite and the swag that they're buying. Stephen Harper bobbleheads, they're going like hotcakes. If anyone can come away from this demo with a Stephen Harper bobblehead, which they have not paid for, we will give you some kind of fancy protest prize. So, before we bring on our first speaker, we're going to do one little thing to bring us all together here in the street and really highlight the spectrum of resistance to the Harper agenda, the spectrum of resistance to austerity. We're going to do one quick thing, because up till now, this has just been me rambling randomly, but now this is my actual speech, and I hate doing speeches, and I'm a terrible speaker, so we're going to do the speech together, okay? We're going to do full-on call and response speech together. You got it? Okay, so repeat after me. I am proud. To be here today. With workers and poor people. With migrants and refugees. With seniors and queers. With students and sex workers. With First Nations and Métis. And everyone else in this awesome crowd. And I believe that each and every one of us, and all those not here today, deserves justice, deserves dignity, and I will not wait for politicians to hand me these rights. So I will work today, and each day to come, to defend our communities, to defend our environment, to defend our jobs, and to say loudly, and to say very loudly, to say very, very loudly, no to Harper! No to Harper! No to Harper! No